there's a new Workspace button found on the top toolbar that you can click on to find a menu of options. And probably the first one that you'll want to use here is called Reset Workspace. And when you click on Reset Workspace, that is going to put everything back to like the factory sort of default locations for all of the tools. And the main thing is it'll reset your workspace. And if you've ever found that it became confused, perhaps you're missing the slow redraw toolbar or your color bar is missing. Well, clicking on the tool for toolbars and saying reset workspace puts everything back to where it belongs. Now, there's also the ability to save a workspace and delete a workspace. And so notice that I have some additional ones here. And so, for example, FTCU2 is a new one that we added in this update as well. And when you choose FTCU2, it will put the toolbars on the left-hand side, side by side. So this is really for people that have kind of a short workspace where having these two tools kind of stacked on top of each other like they are in default, maybe some of the tools don't show. And so this way you can see all of the tools. And it's the same thing on the other side. We've moved the properties box to be beside the sequence view, which gives you a bigger view of the sequence view. Whereas if you go back to reset workspace to the default, it puts these on top of each other, and same thing over here on top of each other. So yeah, there's a new workspace that comes with the software called FTCU2, and you can simply choose it to get the new layout. But you also have the ability to make your own. And so if there is anything that you change, you can move them. So for example, this is the tools of Total Quilter, and by default they're on the top, but I moved them over onto the left and then saved it. And so notice that I have one here that's called Trevor's Favorite. And when I choose Trevor's Favorite, the tools are on the left instead of at the top. And so once again, it kind of gives you more vertical space and sort of less horizontal space. So it kind of depends on how big your monitor is to how important this stuff might be to you. Because if you have a big desktop monitor, then perhaps there's lots of real estate and you're not worried about exactly where those tools are. That said, you can also make unique workspaces. So for example, I've got one that says Trevor Sketching, and when I turn on Trevor Sketching, notice that a lot of the toolbars went away. And I made the working area maximized, and I minimized the tools to just the ones that I think I need. Obviously, if I'm going to do sketching, then I'm going to want to have certain tools, but I don't need all of the tools. And so that is the kind of cool thing about being able to save your workspaces and having a new toolbar to be able to reset to your favorite ones or just to reset to the factory defaults.